Hello, everybody! Welcome back to not Hive AU. Welcome back to Darkest Night and Tyrosen's channel. Today, we're coming back with part 3 of our, ranking every Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Pokemon. Last time, we had a lot of stuff to say, and we had special guest Axel come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
man.
well, we are running on borrowed time, so let's get straight into it.
Get it.
We're gonna start off with, I actually don't know this Pokemon's name.
I don't either.
Glamora? I think.
I have no idea what that thing is. All I know is for some reason that was the champion's ace.
Should have been her lead.
It was not well planned by the developers.
Not
Glimmet,
Glimmet, and then Glamora is the other one, or Glamora or whatever.
because, it obviously makes sense to have something that sets up Toxic Spikes be the ace, being the last
Rock.
Pokemon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, and
Perfect sense.
Don't forget Stealth Rocks.
Of course. It just
Yeah.
makes no sense why they would do that.
This is the best setup one, and they had it as her ace.
I don't
Indeed.
understand it. It should have been King Gambit, honestly.
Should have.
Still maintain that.
It was pretty sad, honestly.
But yeah. Rock Poison type. Do we have any other Pokemon with that typing?
I'm pretty sure there is a Pokemon with that typing. I can't remember what, but it's not unfamiliar, honestly.
Huh. I can't think of one.
I can't either off the top of my head,
I
honestly.
guess that's it. Hold up. Really? Ah, I guess that is it.
I
No,
think
there's no
when
way.
typing, that's interesting.
Well, that's all of them in the in that gen.
Poison types. There's poison
that's
ground.
Those are all the poison types in
Just for the decks.
in Gen 9.
Yeah.
Well, it won't let me go there, so
I'll
It's
look
not
it up
being
for
nice.
us, but I don't think there is any other poison rock type. And
I don't
guess
think so either.
for that, I guess it would be a little bit higher about the tier list, but it's just this is, I believe, a really good setup Pokemon.
it is. I mean, if you combine a lot of the good traits from different set of Pokemon in different leads in the past couple generations, I mean, you got a lot of those attributes within Glamora. Aside from survivability, of course. Its defenses aren't the best, but it does have very good special attack.
I am pretty sure it's meant to set up and then die, so that way you can go on to the next thing.
That is it's
Setup mon, that's what most of them do.
that really is all it can do. I mean, it's not even it's difficult to say it's bad. Oh, Nihiligo.
Nihiligo.
Yeah, it's the only
That's
one
right.
that I've found. Yeah, Nihiligo is the only other one that has that typing. It's Ultra
Damn.
Beast.
Well, hey, that's still pretty cool. It's the first non-technical other legendary subpart.
Yep.
For the small one, I just don't know enough about it.
I mean, I don't really care for the line in general, aside from like it's actually pretty good in battle, but
yeah,
aesthetic-wise, I think it kind of sucks.
I like it whenever it opens up.
It looks kind of cool. When you find it out in the wild when you're playing the game, it looks pretty cool, honestly.
I've never seen the big one in the wild. I've only ever seen the little one, and the little one just kind of looks like sperm floating around.
The big one in the wild is actually they're attached to the walls.
They
look like wallflowers.
I found them mostly in Area 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't go there very much. I went back there the other day to go get the other legendary,
Rhydon?
but yeah, I didn't catch it yet because I saved in front of it, and I was like, I'll come back to this later.
I mean, fair.
This thing's definitely a gimmick Pokemon.
It is.
Yeah.
It doesn't have
definitely.
stats to really, aside from its special attack, it doesn't shine in any other area, really.
It is. For that, I feel like I can give that thing highest to low B.
I want to say it's above, probably Cyclizar. I can see myself using Cyclizar at least.
Yeah, Yeah,
And
I
Glamora
don't know.
definitely
I
can
don't know.
help out a bit more, but I think it can
I
outshine
mean,
Cyclozar.
I think it could too. It's a good setup mon. It does its
Yeah.
job like
And
correctly.
then
It's just
its abilities, you can handpick whichever one.
yeah.
True.
Either you get the toxic, or you can use toxic and poison whoever you want. You can definitely toxic any stallers, any major walls that you have in front of you.
Right.
True. Yeah, that is good. For the smaller one, I'd probably put that in C tier.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine's like
Honestly,
I don't see
low
much
C.
appeal with this thing.
I would put it
Yeah.
below the Squawkables.
Below the
Yeah, I would too.
Squawkables?
Honestly, I really don't like it. Honestly, I just think
Yeah.
it's the design just kind of like I said, it looks like sperm just floating
Yeah.
around.
Like, I'd probably put it lower, but that's like me being fair.
If this thing
Yeah,
was
I feel like
like,
C's fine.
if this thing had a different color pattern, like if it was green and yellow, I would see it as like a middle stage evolution to Sunflora and Sunkern, honestly.
It does kind of look like a flower too.
Yeah. Alright. Now up to the poison.
This was
Strudel
one of
and
the first Pokemon that were actually one of the second Pokemon teased after the starters.
Yeah,
third.
it was pretty early on.
It was early.
I don't think it was quite that early, but it was teased pretty early on.
I think it was in
Yeah.
the second
For
trailer at
Sky High.
least.
No, it's like in the third or fourth.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't that early.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
that thing.
Poison normal type.
It's a cool looking mon. Like I
Agreed.
like it pretty well, you know.
It has a really good speed stat, I think. It's
It
like, of
does
course,
110.
so really with that thing, you want to like outspeed everything and hit hard with that what you can. But also has poison. Oh, look at that shiny.
That's pretty neat shiny, honestly.
Not
That's
bad.
kind of I like that.
Level 28 is when you get that thing? Wow, that's actually pretty early.
Yeah, it is pretty soon, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Poison touch, prank. I mean, prankster. As long as you have prankster as its ability, then you can
Frank's
definitely do something
good.
with it.
Acid spray, switcheroo, poison fang, U-turn, poison jab,
You got its signature move, Doodle.
doodle.
Yeah.
What's that thing do?
This
Yeah, I don't
changes the
actually know.
abilities of the user and its ally to that of the targets.
Oh, so that could also
Oh,
be
that's
used as like
actually kind of decent.
So
yeah,
you can boot gang your opponent's intimidate.
oh,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
that's
If you
pretty
like come
good.
up against something with some like kind of really strong ability, just take it and use it for yourself. That's
Like
honestly not
plus
bad.
as
That
well,
could be a strat.
it gives it to your ally Pokemon as well.
Right.
Yeah, for doubles.
Yeah, yo, imagine giving that your one of your ally Pokemon that's like a really big sweeper Moxie.
Exactly.
Imagine like wait, we have wait, can we get Slacking in this gen?
Yes.
Imagine
I
a
don't remember.
double with the Grafai and the Slacking, and you just take your opponent's like I don't know huge power or some shit and put it on your Slacking.
Yup.
Anything really. Anything is better than that.
Yeah, true on.
Truant. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
anything's
we
better.
gotta remember that back in the previous gen, we had Galarian Weezing that had that as its ability. It didn't have to set up using a move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this Pokemon, in comparison, although Prankster would give it plus priority every time because of that, it's it's okay, but it's just not the same, honestly, because you have to set it up.
like but the thing you got to think about it this way though. Like that's last gen. We don't have the Galar forms yet. We don't know if we're gonna get them. So like right now,
True,
this thing's
true,
probably your best doubles option
Yeah.
for like a Slacking or like anything really that has like a detrimental ability. Um,
true.
that
I
this is like your best option to like get
I
rid of it.
agree. I like the design of it as well. I like how like it paints stuff with the poison.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
It is an interesting little monkey.
It's like what Paldean fucking Smeargle.
Let me use one.
True,
Uh,
true. That's a good way to think about it.
yeah. I think the small one deserves to at least be in high C, lower B, lower B.
I think it's cute.
I think
It
it's
was
really
okay.
adorable.
I didn't like it too much personally.
I think it's adorable. I say I want to put it above the mouse holds.
Above the mousehold,
Team B. I don't know about that.
below him,
Yeah, I could see
maybe
that.
C.
I could see probably. Yeah. I
And
could.
the boy, who I think is really good, I think
I mean, it can
goes.
definitely do something, but it's kind of limited to just doubles. Because otherwise,
Well,
I mean,
if you got it in singles, it can't
yeah.
do much on its own.
Like if you're doing like a playthrough though, right? And like you get an ability that's like not super favorable, you could still like take it and use like somebody else's ability.
Yeah.
True.
Like imagine having that and going up against like a Meowscarada and taking protein.
Oh yeah.
True.
Like that could be good.
It could
Like
be, but
I.
you gotta set up against that Masquerada, which is gonna attack you.
Yeah.
That's the only
Yeah.
problem with it.
I mean it could okay. You know, there's sets. I don't think it's like necessarily like super good. It's definitely not like S tier status, but
I
Definitely
would
not.
say below
it's pretty
Bombirdier.
good.
That's how I would say it. Below Bombirdier.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's
It's
that's
kind of
fine.
niche because
Yeah.
all of these Pokemon right here, pretty niche. But I feel like that's too much of a niche.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Yeah, I
that.
get that.
Now for a Fido.
Yeah, for the
These
doggies, the
these are
doggo.
literally some of the worst Pokemon in the gen, not because of design, but stat wise, they are just awful.
I never really like looked at them. I don't really care for them. I think that Fido's cute, but its evolution's pretty like it's kind of ugly in
It
my
looks
opinion. I don't
tasty.
really like it.
It looks like
Well,
something you would make.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Walk
don't.
well
I'm not.
baked body. What's that?
It's. I think it's a decent ability, right?
This
I can't
Pokemon
read it.
receives no damage when hit by fire type moves and boosts its defense by 2 stages.
Oh.
I mean, that's a pretty good ability because like a decent counter to fairy types is fire types because they resist fairy.
True.
Yeah. So if you know your if they have a fire type, that it's a pretty good hard switch
You
in.
could,
Yeah.
yeah, you can definitely hard swap into it, and it does have good defense. Issue with having that good defense, you need good HP to back it up. It's got 57
Yeah.
HP.
Yeah. It doesn't have very much bulk. That's to be sure.
Yeah.
The speed, all right. Special defense, not there. Physical attack is its best at 80, and it's just underwhelming.
Yeah.
I don't know what moves it can learn as well.
I don't think
I don't
anything
know. I mean, I don't
decent.
really think this. I don't think the stats could really like back up. I mean, obviously it's gonna get some like play rough because every fairy type gets like play rough,
It
right?
gets at
But
level 18. That's kind of nutty.
yeah, I mean that's good, but like it's gonna fall off. Like you're not gonna want to keep this thing for your whole playthrough
Okay. So I
if
think I
that's what you're
know
using it for.
what level does it evolve?
26, I think it said.
Oh yeah, I think that's an early game Pokemon. Really, like
Yeah,
that
it
is.
seems like the kind of mon that you'd catch and then use it for a little while and it'd be pretty good. And then like as you get like further into the game, you're like, oh, this kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you're just gonna spam play rough the entire playthrough. That's the best move it's got.
If you can set up,
Yeah,
you
and
can
it's
use.
only got one stab type.
I mean, if you set up, you can use Baton Pass.
You
I
could.
mean, yeah, but like,
I mean, hey, it's another
how
Baton Pass
how often
Pokemon.
is it gonna live a hit?
That is true. Uh, for those reasons, I like the little puppy. It's adorable.
Yeah,
It's
I
cute. I feel like they're gonna go next to each other.
I think the baby should go higher
You
than
think
the
so?
adult. Yeah, I just if nothing else, just because it's so damn cute.
it's so
I
damn.
really just I can't justify
Plus,
the
well,
big one being higher.
that thing gets level. That thing gets play rough in level 19.
Yeah,
It gets it really early. That's kind of
I'd
absurd.
say that right there is a good place.
yeah, like middle of B seems fine.
And the evolution, top of C.
Top of C. Honestly, I think the Dunsparce and Revavroom are better compared. Like based
Yeah.
off of because I've been playing Pokemon Showdown and I've played against both of them. These guys are actually decent. This I've never seen. I just because it's kind of useless in comparison.
Yeah, I think that where you have it's pretty good. I'm not the biggest fan. I won't lie.
And then we got the
This
dogs.
the story.
The story
I
behind them.
Yeah, I mean the little stage. I don't really know much about, but the Mabu stuff, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I think we just have to place it high because of the story alone.
Yeah. I mean, like it also has decent like defenses, a
It's
decent
not a
speed,
bad
a
one.
really hard, really high attack.
It's
Has intimidate.
Yeah,
it
Intimidate's
does,
always good.
and then it's got something that will reverse that intimidate. It'll boost the
Yeah,
Pokemon stat if intimidated.
Yeah. Well, like yeah.
which could
Plus,
also be
well, the
pretty good.
story and like every single time it's like, all right, doing the gym battles. Second Titan over. Okay, we're saving a dog.
Yeah, yeah, man. I didn't really care for Arvin a whole lot until like I found out why he was getting the Herba Mystica, and man, it's a good reason. Like Arvin probably has the best story out of all like any Pokemon character. I think. I don't know. I'm just saying.
It is really good.
He does have a
It
great
is
storyline. I'm sure everyone felt the
so
same
good.
about it.
Yeah, like his storyline is probably the highlight of the game. The game was really good in general. Don't get me wrong, but like I just Arvin's story kind of took sort of center stage really when you think about it, especially towards the end there.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The entire like Area Zero thing.
Oh yeah.
I do think the evolution does have potential, especially with its moves and its ability guard
Yeah.
dog. I think it does have potential.
I mean, I think it's probably the best Pokemon that we've talked about so far this video, so
Definitely,
Uh
yeah.
I want to give it either really. I want to give it A, like
yeah, I
high
think A's
A.
pretty good.
I want to put it somewhere in between here because I can't
Fair
see it
game.
being better than King Gamut or Clodsire.
Yeah, definitely. I
Somewhere
think
in
that's
here.
probably a fair placement somewhere around there. I I don't know. It's probably better than Scovillain, honestly. So I think that's a good spot for it. I mean, and I just like them on a lot, so I can't. I don't want to place it like very low.
Yeah.
Although
And the
it's
tiny dog, really annoys me to be honest.
it annoyed
They're
me
every
getting
fucking
chased by
where.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, C tier.
um.
I'll put it above that one. I'm not.
Mm.
Maybe
eh,
I feel biased
I mean,
towards it.
I think kind of behind
Behind
Behind.
it.
Strudel.
All right.
Yeah. Low B. Not a big fan.
Now here's a Pokemon I actually secretly like.
Really,
I never used it.
I know almost nothing about this Pokemon.
Their stats are
Yeah,
god awful.
I
I know
mean,
that.
HP is as bad as that
yeah.
Daushin boy.
It is a grass ghost type.
It's so hard to evolve too, because you gotta like walk 1,000 steps with it following you, and
Yeah, just like Palmonts, honestly.
Like
yeah,
Palmont
if
and
you
like
stray away
Nova.
from it, like it disappears. It's just aggravating to do.
I wonder though, it doesn't learn Revival Blessing. I wonder if it learns a different move.
I mean, I don't think there's really any correlation between the two Mons other than they have that new evolution method.
Yeah, because nothing really stands out in terms of moves.
Yeah.
Power Whip,
I
Flame,
mean, Power Whip's a good move, but like that can
Pain
only carry
Split.
you so far, especially whenever you kind of have terrible stats.
It really, I think it really comes down to its ability. Must be like the only thing keeping it up.
What is its abilities?
Windrider
Wind Rider?
boosts the Pokemon's attack if Tailwind or any flying type or wind type move hits it.
Ah,
But also the Infiltrator ability
Infiltrator's not bad.
ignores everything from substitutes from reflex and light screens.
That is pretty
Yeah, but
cool.
there's better Mons with that ability though, I feel like.
Click on it.
Definitely, yeah. Um,
I think.
there you go.
Yeah,
Dragapult,
there
Noivern,
you go.
Crobat has a hidden ability.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just
Chandelure, good lord.
outclassed. Like if you want a Mon to do that, you definitely don't want to use this thing.
I agree. Like it's a good last resort, but
I mean, it's not a bad
Yeah,
concept, I guess, but it's just
No.
underwhelming.
Yeah.
like it gets a nose when it evolves.
I like its design.
I
Like
like
its
its design
design's
too. I think it
unique.
looks really cool for a grass ghost type. But also after like uh the last grass ghost types I remember are
Trevenant.
Trevenant and
Gorgeist.
Gorgeist,
Yeah.
and like they had a those were really good.
Yeah,
Trevenant by
Trevenant
far
is
is one of the best.
one of my personal favorite ghost type Pokemon.
Gen 6 all
Yeah.
around top 5 Pokemon from that gen.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
And I think the bigger one goes in uh,
I don't know, I kind of want to throw it like
B.
behind Cyclozar.
I'm good with
I
that.
want to throw it in B tier too. I was thinking somewhere in B.
Somewhere in
And
here.
yes,
Yeah, that seems fine.
smaller one, I'd say.
I've got nothing to say about the smaller one. I literally thought that it was they added some tumbleweeds as aesthetics.
I like it. Yeah, right
It's
there, bottom
neat.
B.
Yeah,
I
I
like
feel
it.
like low B's fine. Yeah.
Because I want to put Gimmighoul roaming form in F tier because it's not a Pokemon we can use.
It's
I
just
mean, you
odd.
can.
I don't know how to feel about the roaming one. I mean, by
I
God,
mean,
it
it's a
is the
neat
most annoying
concept.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy concept of this because like in a lot of Pokemon games, like besides like Legends, you didn't really like have an incentive to explore every like little nook and cranny of the world and try to like find all the secrets unless you just were curious and wanted to go and look. Gimme Ghoul, the little roaming Gimme Ghouls gives you a reason because you need so many freaking coins to get Golden Go that
Right.
you know you want to find as many of these guys as you can, and I think that makes the game a little bit more interesting.
It does.
True, but that's the only thing carrying in roaming form that it's like that. Like I do like the concept of having the idea of, like roaming around, but also well they also had like the spikes, which gives you that incentive as well.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
I mean, for number well, no, to get number 1,000 Pokemon, it is quite a hassle.
It
Yeah,
is. It's a big hassle, but like the payoff's pretty good if I recall.
Goldango is a great Pokemon, honestly.
yeah. I hear Golden Gull's like amazing. I think S tier.
I would definitely throw it in as talking about Goldango
Yeah, I haven't really
near the
looked
end
at it
here.
honestly.
It has fantastic. Where is it? There it is. Fantastic special attack. 133.
It
Steel
has
Ghost type.
really good
Still, ghost
defense.
type's good. Any steel type mon is gonna be good, and
Yeah,
the ghost type's a pretty solid typing too.
good as gold.
Full immunity to status moves, so that's
Oh,
amazing. You never have
That's
to worry about
wow,
status.
wow, that's good.
that is good.
84 in speed, but it can
I mean, that's
if
not
you if you
terrible.
yeah, if you allow it to set up or if you got a
It
Pokemon that can
is
help set it up,
terrifying.
then
Yeah,
it's great.
badass.
Honestly.
String cheese. The only downside of it is if you're playing it on a playthrough, you
God, it's
have
so
to.
difficult.
It is so difficult to get it. Plus, as
Yeah.
well, if you're using the Gimme Goal, throughout the playthrough, you're gonna miss out on a lot of moves
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
because the only
Astonish and
moves it learns
tackle,
is
good
Astonish
god.
and Tackle.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, TMs is really what you're gonna be using on this
It
thing.
can learn a lot of TMs. It can. Not a bad
It
set of
can, but
TMs.
go to a mover learner to get like your best set for your golden go once you finally get the ability to evolve into it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you'll have Nasty Plot, Make It Rain, which is 120 base power. Lowers your
Okay.
special attack by a stage, but you got Nasty Plot to cancel that out. So it is
Yeah.
a decent Pokemon. Well, a
Gold
decent move.
Golden Go definitely gets S tier
Yeah, I
for
think
the
so.
also for like number 1,000.
Yeah, I mean it is the 1000th Pokemon, so like you
I
gotta
think
respect.
below Mouscarada because of protein.
Below Masquerada.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Roaming form, I could see low D F tier because the fact like I agree with Dark that it's really good to incentive to go around the world to get it, but that's the only thing going for roaming for. Plus, as well, there's the spikes that can do that as well.
Honestly, I do like the regular, or not regular, but the roaming form
Roaming.
better than the chest aspect
Yes, me too.
because I don't understand the chest. I mean, it
It's supposed
absorbs
to be
all.
infinity.
Like,
It absorbs 1,000 coins and then turns into Goldango. But what happens to the chest is kind of odd.
It
yeah,
becomes like a little
I guess they
satchel.
just kind of like shed it like a
It's on
shell.
it. It's on its It's on its satchel.
Is it
So it'll go back to Golingo.
like a big
Does that?
picture of it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
is
you
that it
see,
right there?
that's its
Oh,
chest.
really?
That was the chest that it was in.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool actually.
Let me click that picture. Oh, it
That's its
is.
Yeah,
chest.
Look at
it
that.
is. That's kind
I
of
did not
cool
realize
actually.
that.
I didn't either. That's pretty cool.
All right, I'll give
Yeah.
them that. They use it in Goldango's design.
Yeah. All right.
It's because
That's
like
pretty cool.
the goal has overflowed, so that way it now carries it.
All right, fair enough. I'll give them that.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Uh,
I don't know. Still,
it's kind of tough.
It
I
is
do like
tough.
the roaming form better, just because we actually see the Pokemon itself.
Yeah. I mean the lore with the gimme ghouls in the chest is like they're guarding their gold so they can actually like evolve, and then the little
Yeah.
roaming forms are just trying to like collect coins. That's why they only have a few on them whenever you like find them. They only have a few on them to actually like try to evolve, and then the ones in the chest like have amassed a bunch. It's
Yeah,
kind of a neat little lore thing.
you're boot gaming the things.
Yeah.
I kind of want to throw that one, the chest form, below that thing.
Really.
Yeah.
I
Dark,
don't
where
know
do you
if
think this should go?
that. Well, I mean, I'd probably put it above Strudel.
Above Strudel?
Yeah, I would personally. That's just me though.
Uh,
Are we good
okay,
on that,
I'm good
B?
with that. I'm good with that.
All right.
And roaming
Roaming.
form, I don't want it above it still.
You don't want it above?
No, if you guys like it, and I do understand it,
What do you
for
think,
me,
Dark?
I
I
think
mean, I don't know. I do like it more. It it it's not a like bad concept. I just like I think the chest is neat, but it just kind of looks odd in battle. I feel like so.
True.
Maybe the little gimme ghoul guy. I think he's neat. He kind of looks like the little Reddit dude too, which is funny to me.
the gold friend stranger.
That's funny. All right. On to the
Okay,
paradox forms.
the big
I
boys.
think we talk about all of them and then go through then we talk about which ones they go in. So that way we save some time.
Okay. Great Tusk. Absolutely amazing. This thing
Great
is a
mon-
monster.
All of these are really good, honestly. You can't
No,
go wrong
you
with any of
no,
them.
you can't go wrong with any of them. I think aside from
Any of the
like Sandy
solo ones,
Shocks,
yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, Sandy Shocks I think is
I
probably
think
the
that was
weakest
the
one.
only underwhelming one.
It's really weird because it's like a magnet which wasn't invented yet, and it's back in like ancient prehistoric times. It's just weird. It's weird to me.
Yeah.
Although I did like how people were saying that it was odd because, well, what the heck? It's a magneton. It does have an evolution. Why didn't Magnezone get it? I believe the lore behind that is that Magnezone was a forced evolution or something that was
Yeah, it
more
was.
unnatural. So that's why
Yeah,
Shandy
yeah,
Shocks exists.
I believe that too. And like that's
yeah. I
also
think
like
that was the case.
it also brings me back to the point of I believe there should have just been an item to evolve these Pokemon further on. Instead of just like
Them being
having
their
them like
own Pokemon
yeah.
here.
They should have introduced an
Yeah.
item to evolve them into their past and future selves.
Yeah, I was pissed off because I was using a Fanphy and it did not evolve into the Great Tusk.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
so
it
mad. I
evolves
got
into
gypped.
evolves into a regular Dawn fan. I think an item to evolve them into their future and past forms, like even if it's just locked to the post game after you get to areas, which it'd have to be really, um, would be cool to like at least have something there instead of having them just be their like own standalone Pokemon 100% of the time.
Right.
Fluttermane I think is really good. Fairy Ghost type.
Fluttermane
Fluttermane's
and who was it? Iron
Iron
Bundle got banned 2 Ubers within 3 days of release.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
they're strong.
really
It's ridiculous. I mean, Iron Bundle has been the upgrade, the biggest glow up we've ever seen.
good.
Yeah, it's got a
Of
little
the
cannon
worst
now coming out of
Pokemon.
its back
I
instead of
mean,
like a
dear
little spike.
God.
It's cool. I like
I
it.
love it. Yeah.
Quark
Also,
Drive, what does that do?
if we're talking about as well,
Okay.
sorry, if we're talking about Paradox Pokemon, we cannot leave out Raging Moon. Like
I like
Raging
Raging Moon a
Moon
lot too.
is the badass version of Salamence we all needed. Where
Hey,
is it?
Salamence is pretty
I don't know, where
badass
is it?
anyway, if you
There
ask
it
me.
is.
You
I
have
don't know why
it,
it's
but
down there.
oh no, it's
But
way
there it
down there.
is.
Why is it down there?
I don't
It's on there
know.
of Iron Valiant. Look.
That's very odd.
That's crazy. Yeah, Iron Valiant sounds
I guess
good.
because those are
I
the
guess
2 highlights of each one, but whatever.
believe so.
yeah, because they're like the boss of the like the in-game boss, like the boss Pokemon
Really?
or whatever.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah, you didn't
Iron?
know that?
Iron Valiant
I didn't.
is
I didn't
I
really
did,
take notice of it.
but I love Iron Valiant's design and everything. I love
It's
everything
so
about that
cool
Pokemon.
because like they merged together Gallade and Gardevoir into like one Pokemon.
Oh yeah, and plus as well, like the blades on it, it can remove them and makes like a Thanos sword.
I don't understand
Oh.
the stat total. Well, I mean the base stat total, because this thing has got 590 in total. Roaring Moon.
At 600.
Oh no, it's 592.
That's
I thought it was
590.
600. That was my bad. I've been throwing
It's
out
still a lot.
misinformation. The other ones though have 570.
Yeah. I guess that's like your best mon though of each one, which
True.
makes sense.
You have to make you have
Yeah.
to upgrade them. But as well, it's like it shows dirty to Iron Jugulus and Iron Thorns. Those things were also
Yeah.
pseudo legendaries, and those things got the
Yeah.
lower treatment.
Iron
But it makes-
Jugulus should have gotten it.
But it
Yeah,
makes
it
sense
really should.
since
It's a good
Gallade
one.
and Gardevoir are very popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, Iron Jugulus, Moth, Thorns, all of them could have been candidates to have that higher position because
Yeah.
yeah,
But they're all future forms. Like what past forms can you really like throw in that same ring though? I mean like if you're gonna do
Slitherwing.
that, yeah, then Slitherwing, but like
The
I
only
don't
thing,
know.
the only
A
thing
Great Tusk. Great Tusk would be the other one. The
Slitherwing
Yeah.
and Great Tusk, that'd be it. Because Sandy Shocks would be the only other candidate, but it's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just rough. I see why they did it the way that they did it,
But also,
honestly.
that
I'm
roaring.
pretty
I'm sorry. Continue.
I'm pretty okay with it, like the way that they did it, because Roaring Moon and Iron Valiant are probably my favorite Paradox forms, and that's saying something, because these are all really cool.
Oh yeah, that Roaring Moon gave me a lot of trouble.
It almost took me out. I'm not gonna front with you guys. It had me sweating. It had me down to one mon.
Dragon Dark type, and like that thing, like it took out all of my Pokemon. The last Pokemon I had left was my starter. It dropped me down all the way to 1.
it's
I
a
had
hell of a
paper-
powerhouse.
And the only way I won is because my Mouscarada has a boosted speed stat, so it was able to outspeed and hit Roaring Moon
Oh.
for the rest of its HP.
That's crazy.
I mean, starting off with the 2 highlights of each game, there's no, you can't say anything wrong with them. I mean, they're
Yeah.
disgustingly powerful.
Fairy fighting.
They look fucking
Dragon Dark.
awesome.
I mean, these are some of the best Pokemon we've
That
seen in a
shini's
while.
powerful, too.
Oh yeah. Also, I like
Look
to
at
point out that Iron Valiant is a complete counter towards Raging Moon.
It
Type
is
alone.
directly. It's got nothing on him.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
But both of those 2 Pokemon definitely S tier. They are
Iron Valiant.
design wise, stats, typing. It's
I have
horrendously powerful.
5 Pokemon,
Yeah.
I believe, go in S tier from these Pokemon.
There's quite a few that can definitely go in
Yep.
S.
There's a
Iron
lot.
Valiant, Iron Bundle, Roaring Moon, Fluttermane, and Great Tusk.
At least.
At
I mean, the
least,
rest
honestly.
Probably, too. But,
It's hard to look at
I-
any
I-
of these and say that they go in A because it's
Yeah,
just
it's
kind of like,
hard.
well, which one is the
Sandy
worst?
No. Sandy Shock is probably the worst.
The worst
Probably.
one is Sandy Shocks. The second one, I believe, would be Iron Hand.
I don't know. I feel like Iron Hand can definitely. Well, looking back at Iron,
Like I know it's been really
Hands.
good for max battles.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's speed and then special defense
Fighting electric.
very
That's
low.
a typing.
Fighting electric is interesting.
It's a great typing, and then you look at its HP. The first three stats right here. I mean, good God, 140 in attack. That's horrendously
But it
powerful.
can't take a special attack.
Absolutely massive.
Can't take a
It's.
special attack.
I mean, look at that. It's
Yeah.
even more powerful than Roaring Moon. It slaps the crap out of freaking Iron Valiant.
Yeah.
That is one hell of an attack stat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
True.
good mon, definitely.
The only
I would say the future shinies. I don't like how they're all just chrome.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, but they could have done more.
They
yeah,
could've.
I feel like a different paint job would have gone a long way. You know, because like it's basically the same mon, just
making it
more
chrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm guessing you guys want to put them all in S tier.
I don't think I'd put Sandy Shocks in S tier. It may be below Quavel if I'm gonna put it in S tier, because it's bad. It's not good.
It's just not as good. I would definitely
Yeah.
out of all we can't throw all of them in S tier because come
Yeah.
on now we got to have some outshine the rest, and clearly that is the
Yeah.
case with at least Sandy Shocks.
Sandy Shocks, I think, top of A.
Yeah.
Great
Great
Tusk, I
Tusk
would.
deserves S.
It
Great
deserves S. I
Tusk.
would
Honestly,
probably
it's
say below Titan.
using Great Tusk and then having to compare with Iron Treads is a
Iron
difficult
Treads is
task.
also a bad. Iron Treads isn't that good.
In comparison.
In comparison,
not.
but also a lot of people don't like Iron Treads.
I did not personally like its design. I thought it looked pretty goofy, but it does
Yeah.
have great stats around.
I mean, they all do.
Yeah, they all have great stats. Like they're basically like borderline pseudo legendary Pokemon.
They're
This-
basically legendary.
Iron Treads does not hit as hard or have as much survivability as Great Tusk, but it does outspeed and have great attack and defense overall,
Yeah.
which does put it in the rankings of honestly in some cases possibly being better in battle as opposed to Great Tusk because of its steel typing.
I mean, the steel typing is very good. You can't overlook that type, really. But
Steel ground.
I feel like Great Tusk is probably better still.
Yeah.
Comparing all of their all of their abilities really is just one versus the other. One
Yeah.
is required to be activated by booster energy, or what is it called?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I
You have
think-
you have the sun or electric terrain, both of which give them a huge stat boost in whatever their best stat is, and it's just gonna get
Yeah.
maxed out.
Oh yeah. I think
But-
Sun's more.
But sun is definitely more prominent.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you could run a sun
Yeah,
team
You
better
can
than
have-
run like an electric terrain team.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh man, throwing these all up here.
Great
Yeah.
Tusk.
It's gonna be tough.
Great Tusk. I would say below Titan.
Below Say Titan. Personally using them, I think it's better than Say Titan.
I would probably say it's better than Titan too,
Alright.
honestly.
Brood Bonnet.
I
I'll
think
probably
this
put it.
one's sick.
I think it looks awesome. But I think
Does it learn Spore? That's a big deciding factor
I'm
here.
pretty sure it
Surely
should.
it does.
Possibly, maybe.
Or
it has
I
Stun
think-
Spore.
You passed it. Yeah.
Level
I pass it?
63. Level
Isn't
63.
that score at 63?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, good lord.
Okay. With that,
We're
good.
alone, it deserves to go right next to Great Tusk.
Yeah, Spore's just a house of a move.
Yeah, I would say above it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scream-
I mean, looking at Great Bonnet real quick though, Among Us has been a staple of double battles for the past couple of since its debut,
Yeah.
honestly.
It has.
Yeah.
And then Great Bonnet just kicks it up to 15, honestly. It has a great secondary typing. It gets access to Sucker Punch as well.
Yeah, it's
I
a
agree.
brute. It's literally brute
Brute.
bonnet. It's
It's a brute.
tough.
It
It's from
took
the Halo series.
it took everything that Among Us did and then did it better.
Yeah.
I want to throw it above
Yeah,
Skeledirge,
I'm okay with
possibly
that.
below Hero Form.
I'm okay with that.
That's fine, I think.
I think it's gonna be front line in the next like year.
Oh yeah.
Green Tail, I think that goes top of A right now. Because like I
I
always
don't
said,
know much about it.
we can't really put everything in S tier. Screamtail is a very psychic type. It has really good HP. It's defensive. It is like mostly used for defense. It does not have any good attack. None.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
made to be a
like,
wall.
Yeah.
its typing super common too. Like
Yeah.
I could count a lot of freaking fairy
It's
psychic types.
it's
It's
supposed to
not.
be a wall for Perish Song. I can see that.
I mean, that
Erlearn's
makes.
Boom Burst. That's kind of an odd choice for a
I mean,
move.
it's like a Jigglypuff ancient form. So like that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, because of
Oh,
Jigglypuff's like
given that it likes to sing, yeah, okay.
yeah,
More aggressive singer, it booms.
right.
And
um,
it has a fairly good moveset too, but it's got base 65 in both of its stats.
It
So
does.
it can't put it to use.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
kind of a wall
You
for
want
wall's
to.
sake.
It's something you want to wall out install against.
And then there's just not much that you can do in terms of setup either.
Yeah,
I mean, looking at the move, you can scare them with Perish Song, Gyro Ball. You can help your teammate with Wish.
yeah, that's not bad.
Even then,
Um,
though, it's just
it's kind of medium, isn't it?
yeah.
I actually think now I put it below Sandy Shocks.
Really, that's fair,
Comparing it to
probably.
Sandy Shocks, it's got good speed, great special attack. The rest of its stats are a bit underwhelming, though.
Yeah, but like, is it better than Screamtail? That's the question that we're trying to figure out.
I mean, given that Screamtail is meant to be more defensively bulky,
Yeah,
but doesn't have the utensils to be bulky. I mean, it has its stats, but that's only going to get you so far.
right.
Yeah.
With Sandy Shock, it's meant to be a special attacker, and with
It has a lot
its
of special attack.
it has great
Yeah,
special attack and speed to boot.
fast.
So I think it can definitely outshine.
So Screamtail below Sandy Shocks.
Yeah, I can definitely agree to that.
If anything, I could say like below even Kilowatt.
Below, honestly, I looking at Kilowatt,
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty good actually.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I would honestly
Kill
say
is
that.
pretty good. Yeah, it's tough. It's a good mod.
it is a tough one. Fluttermane,
Fluttermane, the thing that just destroyed.
really good really good speed, really good special defense, and really good special attack. If
We
you
just
can,
look at it.
Yeah, I mean, looking at its stats, it's actually laid out the same way that Miss Magius's stats are,
Yeah,
having 3 and 3 being the same.
yeah.
But good God, those 3 are so high. It's just
Oh yeah.
yeah,
holy
Plus,
crap.
plus as well, if it really good ghost and fairy moves, that thing deserves S tier.
yeah. It's fucking banned, dude.
I know.
Like it's
Like
tough.
Shadow Ball, Magical Fire, Power Gem, Psyshock,
It's got so much
Yeah,
Moon
coverage.
Blast.
God, look at it. This thing is nuts.
That thing is just S tier.
Yeah,
Imagine being
Power
low on health
Gem.
and then
Pain
busting out
split.
a pain split.
Yeah, Pain Split's a staple of the Mischievous line too.
Oh
You
yeah.
gotta love it.
I mean,
And
if you're
also that's
facing
shiny
something
with
that's
the
specially defensive, you can bust that out. Your survivability just went up.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah. This thing is definitely it.
S
I don't
tier
know, man. I
above
think this
Golden
is.
Go.
I
Actually, I
kind
put
of.
it above Annihilate, to be honest.
Yeah, I
You would
think
think
it's
so?
probably top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably top of S tier right now.
If we had a SS tier, Annihilate and Fluttermane, probably Masquerada too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those would be the outshiners right here.
yeah, definitely
We
top
could
of
just
S,
like we
100%.
can just say like maybe we can probably like put like a god. We can say like our own god tier is like in the middle. But Slitherwing.
Slitherwing.
I
Yeah.
actually had used a couple of this before. It is good for a special defense and attack, but like all the rest of its stats are kind of mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, comparing it to Iron Moth, its other one,
Yeah,
it just looking at these stats as opposed to Slitherwing, I think I would prefer Iron Moth instead.
same here.
I mean, that
Yeah.
physical attack really tempting, but that speed isn't gonna get you anywhere.
I actually think Slitherwing goes below Quavel.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely agree to that.
Another
It's still
Pokemon going into
good, but,
God
like,
tier.
All right, Roaring Moon. Good God.
yeah,
God.
Roaring Moon's gotta be top of S tier.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, come on, we already talked about this
Yeah.
thing in pretty good detail. Like,
yeah,
it is it's
above.
brutal.
Are you
Yeah,
sure? Because
yeah.
honestly, I've heard quite a bit more about Fluttermane than
Well, yeah,
Roaring Moon.
Fluttermane really counters Roaring Moon, so I guess that's good.
Yeah.
Well, not
That's
just because it
true.
counters, but um, overall usefulness. I think Fluttermane definitely has more to it than Roaring Moon.
I could
That's
see
just
where
my
you're coming
opinion, though.
from, man. But like, it's so stacked. Like,
Roaring Moon,
I'm
there's no question. Of course, that thing's a monster.
Oh yeah, it is an absolute beast.
I mean, just look at that like learn set.
Yeah, I mean, god dang it even learns Dragon Dance.
Then
Yeah,
Headbutt,
D-Dance
Night
is
Slash,
great.
Fly, Intimidate, not Intimidate,
It just
Incinerate.
naturally learns Fly. My god.
Wow.
Yeah.
Zen headbutt for the
yeah.
coverage. Regular headbutt for the coverage.
Yeah, for the flinch chance.
Yeah,
It's
throat chop.
Roost for the HP
Acrobatics.
recovery.
You want to run it without like a item. Thunderfang.
You
Fire
could.
too.
Stomping Tantrum.
Yeah. Just look at this. I mean, the list just
Body
keeps going.
Press.
God,
Body
that was a
press.
big list. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Yeah, top of
keeps
that. Top
fucking
of
going.
this.
It's hilarious seeing all these moves, but a lot of them he just can't
Q
utilize.
for the coverage.
Yeah. Definitely.
Stomach.
That is like the perfect place.
I don't know. Looking
top of this,
at,
I have to say it has to go above Fluttermane. I have to.
are you sure?
If it was me, I'd say above Fluttermane.
I
What do you think,
so,
Dirk?
too.
You think so?
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right.
I know that Fluttermane's probably better competitively, but just overall looking at it in the grand scheme, I feel like
there's a
you just
reason why those are
can't.
their aces.
What was Fluttermane's moveset? What else
I
could I
mean,
learn by
it's good,
TM?
too. They're all
good.
pretty nutty.
They're all really good, but it's just like I would rather have a Roaring Moon on my team.
Yeah,
All
if I
right.
was picking. It's got a lot of coverage, like look, Energy Ball.
It does.
Hyper Beam.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's nobody's saying that it's not great, but like
I agree.
competitively, I'm sure Fluttermane is better. But just looking at it overall, I feel like Roaring Moon's probably like.
Yeah, I
Probably
can
better
give it
than
that
mine.
because it's only got 55 in HP, and then the
Yeah.
physical defense is also 55.
Which is
Yeah.
like what this Roaring Moon really hits hard with as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roaring Moon will at least also be able to survive physically and specially.
Yeah, and you've got the coverage on Roaring Moon to like handle Fluttermane
Definitely.
if you need to.
Yeah.
Iron Treads.
Uh,
I want to throw it below, say, Titan,
Poundstone?
maybe.
Bones Titan.
Because I've looked at this Pokemon a bit more, just because I was
Yeah.
curious. Great Tusk being my favorite one.
Right.
Iron Treads does not have anything wrong with it, aside from
It's
that
not
boring
bad.
shiny.
Yeah, it's not a bad mod. At least the
It's
shiny
not
tries a little
bad.
bit more though, because like the palette's a little bit different. It's more like samey though, which is kind of aggravating to me.
It is. Like Heavy
Uh,
Slam, Wild Charge, Mega Horn, Steamroller is good.
Yeah, it's tough.
But also just the design is god awful.
I don't like the way it looks. I really don't.
I really don't
It's
either.
so
That's why
bad.
I chose to play
Scarlet.
Scarlet over
Scarlet.
Violet because I was like, I want to use a paradox form,
I
just not
want to
Iron
put that
Treads.
thing below Slitherwing.
No,
Yeah,
because Slitherwing is not as good.
well,
Iron Treads does have.
Slytherin's bad. Like honestly, so like, well, in the theme of like paradox forms, right? It's not like A tier, but it's probably like the worst we're probably gonna get in S tier.
Yeah.
Um, I could see, I could see maybe putting it above Quaquaval, or like, I don't know if it's better than Tinkaton,
No,
honestly.
I think Quaquaval's above Iron Treads, but I believe Iron Moth is above Quaquaval.
Iron Moth, I can
That's
put
a fair
above
point.
Quaquaval.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I mean, it's also a paradox form of one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 5, so like
Yeah.
I prefer it to Slitherwing or whatever it's called,
Oh yeah,
but
I it looks awesome.
it's just a cool looking dude. Like it, some of these paradox forms make me want to like get Violet too, just to try out.
I really do want to buy Violet.
I might just do it eventually. Like this coming week I got some stuff I need to get, but maybe next week after that I'll just order a copy of Violet casually.
Iron Thorns and Iron Jugulus, I feel like we're done so dirty.
They were
Yeah,
because they're pseudo legendaries that weren't.
That
They got
yeah,
weaker, honestly.
yeah.
yeah, they just didn't
For
get the love that they deserve.
for that one as well.
Actually, I've seen
Iron.
people talk
Especially,
about Iron Jugulus and how bad it's actually become. It's got no survivability. Its HP is pretty good, but its defenses just
yeah,
are
so
underwhelming.
they're not up to
Yes,
par. And I
God.
love Hydreigon might be my
Hydreigon.
favorite pseudo, and they
So
just did the
good.
paradox form of it so dirty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like same thing with Iron Thorns, like rock electric type. Like yeah,
God,
it's
4 times weak
horrible
to
in
ground.
speed. Like
Yeah, you're not gonna
god
outspeed
awful.
if anything that has earthquake on it is gonna destroy it.
Oh yeah,
Well,
even
it's gonna survive the hit, but it's not gonna be able to
no, I don't think
retaliate
so
as
because
quick.
a times four stab earthquake is gonna do max damage to
Yeah, like
that
If it's
thing.
a
if
stab
you're getting
earthquake
hit,
from something powerful, it definitely can be able to one shot, but
I
I
mean
don't
a
know, 110 is
non-stab,
not
yeah,
bad.
Well,
it's
it's just
probably
like
gonna live a
it's
non-stab earthquake, but like still,
you
like it's
can't.
gonna get it to solo HP. It might as well not have survived.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
believe I used whenever you threw out yours, I hit you with a even if it's a two times, I hit you thing with a hydro pump. That thing just went down
Well, that was
hard.
special defense though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's another
but
thing. Its
like still
special
at that
defense is
point,
god awful.
like if you get hit with, like an earth power,
Yeah,
like
Earth
an earth
Power.
power is gonna ruin it.
Oh,
Oh
you
yeah,
know what? Yeah.
or a bulldoze.
Well, no, bulldoze is physical. Earth power is
Bulldoze is
special.
physical.
Yeah,
Iron
I only know
Thorn.
earth power is special because I used Toad and that's like its best stab for its ground type.
I only remember because of Lander's Therian form.
Iron
Ah, fair.
Iron Thorns. I'd probably put it under a flamingo.
All the way down there?
Yeah.
Ah, I
I
don't
don't
know
know
if
about
it's
that
that
one.
low. Yeah, that's a little low.
That seems a little too low.
Yeah.
Where you guys put it? I'm sorry,
Probably
but I can't see
below
mine.
Quaquaval.
Yeah, yeah. Below Quaquaval or Kilowattrel? Oh. Okay, yeah, below Kilowattrel seems fine
I mean,
too. I was
Kilowattrel, my
like I
bad.
could Yeah, I was like I could probably see it in S tier, but like it
I
just
can't
dies
see it in
super
this tier.
fast, but like yeah, I think that's a good placement for it.
Iron Jugulus.
Lower than Screamtail at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
It hurts me to say it, it really does, because I
It
love like the mon that it's based on, but dude, it just isn't there like
isn't
at
there.
all.
Hydreigon definitely outshines it in every way. I mean, this was
Yeah,
a
there's
glow
nothing.
down for it.
Every way and
Yeah,
beyond. There are downgrades from Hydreigon and Tyranitar.
Yeah,
yeah, they
you look
really
at all
are.
the other paradox forms, it's a glow up. I mean, aside from like maybe Roaring Moon, but
Yeah, I mean like
it's
Salamence is tough anyway. Like
Oh
because
let's
yeah.
be
Salamence
real.
has always been an OG great Pokemon.
Yeah, and I mean like Mega
Otherwise,
Salamence too.
yeah, otherwise these Pokemon all glow ups. But then you
Yeah, I mean
see
I feel like they're on par. at least Roaring Moon and Salamence. So, you know,
Yeah, but then you see Iron Thorns and Iron Jugulates, and they just don't stack up to the Pokemon that they are forms of.
yeah, it's just sad. Aggravates me.
Iron Hands, I think I would put it. I think I would put it above Excalibur.
Hmm. I don't know.
I don't know.
Iron Hands is a weird one for me. I
It
don't.
is a weird one still.
It
I
has
don't know
good
where I would
coverage,
rank
which is
it.
interesting. I do think it's a. I could put it above these guys.
Yeah, I definitely think it's better.
I agree to that. Below Kilowattrel.
Yeah, Kilowattrel is just a really good one,
I was
honestly.
honestly surprised looking at it.
Yeah, no, I really like this thing.
I saw that thing and
I
I
was
thought
gonna.
this is gonna suck, but no.
What the fuck are all
No.
these robots right next to me?
I don't know. It's so funny seeing this thing next to all these Paradox forms.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's wild.
Iron
I love it,
Bundle has to go in front of Fluttermane, I believe.
In
I mean,
front,
it's crazy.
it's
Yeah.
it's honestly you could
Either
interchange
or.
these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Both of them have
Yeah.
so much viability.
they do.
I mean, this thing. I feel like I want to say probably deserves to be higher than Fluttermane for the simple fact that this is probably the biggest glow up in all of Pokemon history.
100%.
True.
Like Delibird is not good, and then you've got this dude who is just nutty.
He just steps
Everyone-
in, and makes way.
Everyone, I'm sure, was shitting on this thing. Just like, oh, it's a Delibird. We got this. Why is it sweeping my team?
Yeah, bro,
It's hilarious because at least
Freeze
it
dry.
still learns present. That's fantastic.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's
you know
that's
you
good.
have to run it. Freeze dry, flip turn, whirlpool.
What threw me off is that this thing is not a steel type.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it's
Ice, water
water
type.
It's
and
it's
ice,
odd
yeah.
seeing some of these and then thinking, oh, it's water ice.
Yeah.
Oh, Iron
I like-
Hands. It's fighting electric.
I like that because it subverts expectation. Like you'd expect all these robotic paradox forms to have the steel type, but they don't.
Right.
And that just that's really cool to me because like they had the low hanging fruit and they just decided to go above that.
To be honest as well, there's something I actually just thought of. Freeze dry is my main way of getting around water types if I don't have my grass type or my electric type. Because it is super effective against every single water type Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because Iron Bundle is also ice type, it's not super effective anymore. It's neutral.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes, and like that is a staple for almost every single ice type.
Yeah, it takes away a coverage option, and it's so fast. Like if you send out a grass type against this thing and it hits an ice type move against it, which it will,
Or anything.
You're screwed.
it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your only real counter is like an electric type mon, maybe.
Even
Well-
then, it's gonna outspeed and it can use flip
You can
turn.
flip turn and get away.
Yeah, so you're
That's
probably not gonna kill
fantastic.
it.
Or hand, could that thing even learn like a earth?
It learns U-turn as well. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Does that
U-turn's
thing learn
good.
Terra Blast?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of them learn Terra Blast. I'm pretty sure it's like the equivalent
Terra
of
Blast.
Protect.
Terra Blast Earth.
Ooh, that'd be rough. That'd be real rough to deal with.
Yeah, Terra Blast Ground type would be a nightmare.
It would.
Yeah, this thing, it's stout.
It's too.
It's
It's
stout as it
too
gets.
good.
And it's like I said, that glow up, man. Like you
Yeah.
you take one of the worst Pokemon in history and just elevate it to this high level. Like I feel like it does deserve to be above Fluttermane, if not just for that reason alone.
I agree. Now, Iron Valiant. I think I need to look at this thing's moveset because
I need to look at it too because I don't know much about it, but I just get the feeling that it's probably going above Roaring Moon.
I have a feeling too.
It's got priority in
Hypnosis.
Shadow Sneak.
Shadow
That's
Sneak,
pretty good.
Dazzling Gleam, Psycho Cut, Night
yeah,
Slash,
Psycho Night Slash.
Leaf Blade for
Leaf
coverage,
Blade. Yeah.
Close Combat, Destiny Bond,
Blast.
Wide Guard, Spirit Break.
Wow, it can learn Spirit Break. That's kind of
That's
cool.
interesting.
Yeah. The
Only
thing
other
is Grimmsnarl.
Pokemon.
Yeah, only one besides Grimmsnarl, and it was Grimmsnarl's signature move.
Man, I like how they keep giving all these Pokemon signature moves, and then next gen they just like give them the middle finger.
Yeah. They're just
Like, nope,
"Hey,
you had your
this guy."
chance.
But you also
Poison,
learn the
headbutt
elemental
right there,
punches.
Shadow Claw, yeah, all the elemental punches.
It's got grass knot for
It-
coverage too. Good
no,
lord.
that's special. If you want to run physical, you want to run
X Scissor for
you want to
coverage.
run
Well, I mean, truly, it's a 10 stat point difference. It could be a mixed attacker
Ooh,
easily.
it could be easy.
Yeah, you could definitely play mixed attacker with that.
It can learn
Really
Trick
good.
Room for some reason.
Yeah.
You're not gonna need it with
You're
one
not gonna roll. You
16
don't want to run
speed.
it. You
Yeah,
don't
it's
want
just
to
kind of
run it, but
funny.
apparently it can.
Close combat's on there. That's good for coverage.
Look at that. It's got Aura Sphere. Good lord. I think it's got more coverage than friggin' Roaring Moon, honestly.
Oh, it
I think
does.
it goes. I think
Yeah.
it goes above Roaring Moon.
I mean, if
figured it would. It's
this.
got reflect and light screen you can set up too if you want to use it as a setup mon.
It's got Drain
It
Punch
would
for survivability as well.
Oh, Drain Punch is
Okay,
great.
Drain Punch, Light Screen, Reflect, and whatever that fairy move was. That move set, I believe, would just be too insane.
Yeah, that'd be pretty strong because like they're not gonna hit you for much.
Spirit
If
Break.
you want to set up with it, and then
Yeah.
Drain Punch to get the health back that they took off you in
Mhm.
between.
Plus, as well, fairy fighting types. What can they? The only thing. What can they hit you with? I think only poison.
Yeah,
You
poison would be
got-
super effective.
Poison and fairy.
It's weak to itself, hilarious enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only thing you can hit this thing with is poison and fairy.
Yeah, like
Poison.
otherwise yeah.
Oh, and steel.
Poison,
Yeah.
Psychic, Flying, Steel, Fairy.
All right, it does have some weaknesses, but I still believe it's better than.
Flying is not much of a weakness to be too worried about.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
don't
mean,
say
with
that.
its speed
Say
stat,
that,
like
and I'll
any
hit you with a
threats-
hurricane.
Any threats that come in against it, it's gonna kill. With
It's got the
its
coverage
speed
for
and
it.
stats.
Yeah.
It's got the coverage. Like you don't even have to run like screens on it. I mean, like you could have another screen setter and then send this thing out, and then what the fuck are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely above Roaring Moon.
It's just too good.
It
All right,
is.
I don't know what to call these guys.
These are the These are the gate legendaries.
Gate
Basically-
legendaries.
I did research on them because I just caught them. Is that these 4 legendaries were sealed away in ruins because of the fact that how powerful and how they were about to destroy the world.
Aren't they like
This
based on the
fish-
4 horsemen of the apocalypse?
Yes, they are.
That's pretty cool.
Oh,
The fish is my favorite.
The fish is actually really good in the meta.
it's. I mean, God, look at its. Look at its
Yeah.
stats.
So okay, so you're like, oh, so they're just really rare Pokemon. These fall under legendary.
Yeah. Because they're like I said, they're based on
Yeah.
the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
These
like
are in the game. These are legendary Pokemon.
I mean,
But you can
Chi-Yu
get
and
them-
then Chien Pao.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, they are the two that outshine.
Yeah.
They're the ones I've seen in competitive most often.
Yeah.
They are, but like the way how they work is just
It's cool that you have to find like the stakes in the ground and then pull them
Yeah.
all out and then go to the place to like find them. It feels like a real accomplishment. Like my favorite gate is the one. I don't know if you. I mean, I know B's got it because he's caught them all. He said, but
Yeah.
the one at the top of that big waterfall where you got to climb up and get into like the little area
yeah,
behind
yeah.
it. It's just so fucking cool, dude.
it is. I was terrified when I first saw that. I'm just like, okay, what demons am I gonna open up here? Oh, it's a fish.
Yeah, it's the fish, and it's the coolest one in my opinion. I love the fish.
I mean, dark fire type as a fish.
yeah, that's just interesting, isn't it?
Like, if you run into that thing, you think it's a water type.
Could have been a water fire type. That would have been kind of nutty.
Have a second Volcanion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering about those runes abilities.
Yeah. So basically, the ruins are the gates. They're locked behind. Basically, they're stuck in their own ruins.
So going
Yeah.
top to bottom here,
Worst one.
Wu Chen lowers physical attack.
Yep.
Chien Power lowers physical defense. Of all Pokemon around it, aside from it itself, might I add, Tinglu lowers physical defense. Special attack. My bad. Chi-Yu, special defense.
They're like intimidates, but better, but for different stats as well as.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting seeing that because it seeing these Pokemon, they cover themselves. I mean,
They do.
Ting
Yeah.
Lu lowers the special attack. It's got lowered special defense. There you go.
Oh
But-
yeah, like
But
their
you got
entire thing is that they're supposed to like cover each other, like cover their weaknesses.
right. But Qian Pao and Qian Yu, you can definitely see why they outshine because their best attacking stats get boosted because you send it out, it's gonna lower your opponent's special defense or special attack or special
Yeah.
defense. Special and physical defense. Good lord.
It is really
I'm losing
good.
myself.
Like they all, I believe, deserve S tier.
They do, but clearly Chin Pao and Fish Boy Chin Yu, Chi Yu.
They definitely go above it.
Yeah, they're the highest ones for sure.
I think those two go below Masquerada, I believe.
Nah, honestly, I'm gonna say they go below Fluttermane.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fluttermane
Okay.
because
Alright, I
like
agree,
they're
I agree.
legendaries. I mean, you gotta put some respect on their name.
Alright, I agree with that.
It's hard to argue against what they're capable of doing. I mean, look at their man's got 135 speed, base 100 speed. It's diabolical, honestly. I do
Yeah.
think Qian Pao, not the best with the ice typing, but because of its stats, I do believe it outshines Chi Yu. So I feel like going like that would be appropriate.
Okay,
And then I'm a little bit biased because the fish is my favorite.
like I think the fish, if I had to put those two, would win a fight against it. But
You
like,
think?
I
Well,
like,
yeah, against it,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, yeah, typing wise.
yeah. I think the fish goes in front.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fish more. I just think it's cooler.
The snail. I was really underwhelmed when I saw it. It's a pile of leaves.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this thing's design.
S tier.
Design wise, it's odd to look at, but
Yeah, like
It's-
if it
it's
wasn't
still
a
good.
legendary,
It's still
if it
good,
wasn't a
it's
legendary with good stats and stuff, I'd probably put it in like D tier or F tier, honestly.
Yeah. Like I would probably I have to say below Masquerada.
below.
Because Protein
Yeah.
Masquerada is way better than the thing, and like the deer.
All right,
Yeah.
because that thing is
The
still
deer's
very
probably-
powerful, but
Yeah. They're
Masquerada
still
with
very
protein.
powerful, but
Yeah, I
Masquerada
mean,
with
protein's
protein.
I mean, it did get its nerf in this gen,
Yeah. But,
but
even
like
so,
still,
it's still really good because they can switch out and switch back in.
yeah, just do it again.
Yeah. I would say that one probably goes above the snail.
I agree with that, definitely.
That's all I can say about it.
Yeah,
And
kind of
now,
like,
Fair.
how we go to the final two.
God,
Legends.
these things are disgusting. Honestly, okay.
Right
But
on-
before anything else,
right.
Moraidon is definitely gonna go above Koraidon, regardless, just because of
Miraidon
its
is
ability. So it sets up electric terrain and it's gonna get
Yeah.
boosted by it immediately.
yeah.
Doesn't Koraidon get boosted by his own?
What does his
No,
ability do?
it because it does get boosted by it because of the harsh sunlight, but it's a fighting type. It's not a fire type. Its stab moves do not get boosted by the sunlight. If
Yeah,
any
that's-
fire type moves it has, definitely gonna do more damage.
Oh damn! Look
Yeah,
at that
fire
shiny.
the shiny is great. I
Both
fucking
of their
love the
shinies
shiny.
are pretty good, I believe.
I think the shiny for Koraidon is better.
Yeah, shiny
Definitely.
Koraidon's way better, dude.
Yeah,
Bro,
Miraidon's-
You turn any Pokemon black is gonna look slick.
Oh yeah.
yeah, all the black shinies are the best,
I mean-
honestly.
Can we look at shiny Kyogre and shiny Groudon?
Yeah.
The origin
The
forms.
primal forms, yeah.
Even though like it does learn like really good coverage moves like flame. I feel like they were trying to go like the same thing of Bombirdier, of like giving it third typing because it has Flare Blitz, Flamethrower. Like it was like
Yeah, but it
was,
doesn't
like,
get stabbed from those. Like, if
It
its
doesn't.
ability also gave it stab, then this thing would be nuts.
Precisely my problem with it. I mean, that's granted that's my only problem with it, but in that aspect, Miraidon definitely outshines because it's also gonna get
Well, there's
stabbed. Its electric type moves are gonna just demolish anything.
yeah.
Yeah, I really think Koraidon should have been a fire dragon type.
Yeah.
I do understand why they went with a fighting type, just because it's a primal Pokemon. It's gonna
I
be
do
more, intact of
But like,
fighting
think
things.
about it. Think about it this way though. Like fire breathing dragons been around since like ancient times too, like in mythology and stuff. So like you could have made the argument.
Sure. People would
Definitely.
probably, even if it was a fire dragon, they would definitely call it a rebrand of Reshiram.
Yeah, and they would have, but like Miraidon at that point's a rebrand of Zekrom
Yeah, it is.
True.
Also,
True.
already.
it's also a dick bike.
It's a dick. I literally said that earlier. It's a penis.
That was the first thing I noticed when I saw the original trailers.
Mine too, honestly. It was the
I
first thing
sent
I
that
saw.
in the chat.
You did. I remember.
You did.
Good God.
Yeah.
It's
They're really good.
facts.
I love the story with them. I think they go S tier. Like this is, I wouldn't do this for other legendaries except for Lugia and Rayquaza. Top of S tier, both of them.
It's hard
The
to argue.
story was just really
Yeah,
good.
it's really hard to argue.
I love the story. I love just everything like that. And like people saying like sandwiches you make gains a little bit of power. Sandwiches your mom make overpowers. Like he needed to get that power, and it was the last little bit he can do.
But you gotta
See,
look at
like,
this. You gotta look at this move as well. Electro Drift, its signature move. Base power 100, accuracy 100. This
Yeah, it's really
move's
good.
power is boosted more than usual if it's super effective. I mean, that's
Wow.
just grounds to being overpowered. I mean, that's
Yeah.
this kind of setup, just sending this thing out and using that move is the equivalent of having Mega Rayquaza just out on the field immediately.
Oh
Yeah, it's a tough
Also-
one.
This is-
Definitely. I wouldn't
I love-
argue
this
that they're
is-
not the best.
Yeah,
They're not-
this type of Pokemon battling right here is why they went with the anything goes category, because what else can fight this? It's just a free for all at that point.
Yeah.
The legendaries a lot, not just because of how strong they are and how cool they look, but like I feel like a lot of people were really concerned about like getting the legendary at the very start, making it not feel special, but then you get more time with the legendary, you get to like learn their personality
Right.
and everything. You get more attached.
It was more of an experience, a bonding experience, more than just
It made
Boom,
it feel
legendary.
so much more real that you grow and bond with the legendary than, hey, you catch it, now we'll listen to you.
Right.
yeah. And it's not like you used it throughout your playthrough.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
get to use it like for the first
As
time at the
mobility.
very end of the game.
It's your Uber.
Yeah. Like I personally believe these are Koraidon is my second favorite legendary. The only
probably number 3
legendary
for me.
only other Pokemon I have above it is Lugia.
My favorite is Lugia as well, but I think Rayquaza is probably still higher up in that ranking. But Koraidon is a close third.
Rayquaza is super good, but I think Koraidon just barely beats it out for me. But yeah, yes, this is our list, guys.
That's our list right
We
there.
made it.
I'm confident in this
Did it?
list.
Yeah,
I don't have anything I want to switch, to be honest.
I would stand by this list.
Yeah. It's just I am surprised how many Pokemon we have in S tier.
It's hard
I
to call
mean,
any of those Pokemon bad.
It is.
Yeah, like you can't really make an argument that any one of these Pokemon in S tier should go anywhere else, I feel like.
Even Quaquaval has its design is very flamboyant. It's kind of it does throw you off from what you saw with what's the starter's name?
Actually,
Quaxley. It's a far stray, kind of like with Sobble and Inteleon, but
yeah,
it's a great Pokemon.
At least Inteleon
it's
was
very
cool.
solid.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I think Inteleon sucks. I'm not gonna change my mind.
Quaquaval sucks.
I was
know you do.
disappointed in Inteleon.
I think its design's probably the worst out of all the starters, in my opinion.
Ty here is just disappointed with both.
I'm disappointed with both. Yes.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
and Dio go to bat for the one that we like more, but then
We're gonna have 1v1s just with Inteleon and Quaquavel.
uh, well, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
ranking.
That wraps it up,
our
guys.
ranking.
Yeah, you know what? As a nice gift to all of our viewers who not only made it this far in this video, but watched all our other tier list videos. I think we gotta give them something, guys. You know what I'm saying?
What we're
I think we
giving them?
do. We want to
I
give them.
think I think it's time to give them an official announcement.
I think it is.
Oh,
So
is it that kind of
with this tier
announcement?
list, with this tier list ranking ended, this is what we think of all the new Pokemon in the Paldea region. This is what we think. Why don't we just show you guys what some of these Pokemon can do?
Yeah, buddy.
Why don't we show you guys why we have them here and why we believe all this?
And you know what that means?
Playthrough.
We're going to be doing a three-way collab of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in the very near future.
Very excited for that, guys.
Oh yeah. We will be playing on one area. So basically, even though it will be everyone's different perspectives, we are all you can see us all in each other's games.
Yeah, man.
It's
Instead of
just gonna be
having
like Pokemon anime, but right here on YouTube with your boys
oh
here.
yeah. Instead of going through like having like look at one person, we are all going to go through every adventure in Paldea together.
You got to make sure to check out all of us, though. We're going to use different teams, all of us. We're going to spotlight basically 18 different evolution lines during this playthrough. I'm not sure if we're going to stick to just new Pokemon, but we're going to highlight quite a few of them.
Yeah,
We
I would like a couple of mons. We've been talking about this for a little while. We've agreed to use a couple mons from the past and everything, and some things to really highlight the multiplayer aspect of the series. But I think that this is going to be a great undertaking, and I'm excited. I can't wait. I don't know if it's going to be next week or the week after,
or
but
heck, even be
very
tomorrow.
could be tomorrow.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
it was really good, and I'm also there will be one thing we'll have to like. There's also one of the things we have to worry about since we're doing a group play. We're also gonna have to worry about it if we find a shiny.
We're fighting to the
Well,
death for the shinies.
we will.
uh, either way, I think this is where we should wrap up this ranking.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you guys not only enjoyed the video but are excited for the series to come, please smash like, comment, subscribe to all of us, and
Share
as
with
always,
your
thank you for
buddies.
watching.
Later, guys.